Hello everybody, it's me here, HowToCameron, and welcome to a new video. I've only made one video talking about COVID, which is quite surprising, saying that for the past 9 months COVID has been one of the most talked about and thought about topics ever. This video that I made almost 3/4 of a year ago is so weird to look back on. In the UK, Boris Johnson said himself that they're not planning to close down schools. So right now the exams, they're still looming. Sorry guys, bad news I know. And the main reason why I believe they're not closing schools over it is just because, you know, it's not out of control in the UK. It's very much contained. Yes, cases are going up, but they're not going up as bad as, say, they were in China. And I think most people expected the pandemic to be over by halfway through 2020. It's now January 2021, and I genuinely believe that this pandemic will not be over till the end of the year. I hear a lot of people say, oh, the vaccines are going to be so good. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not saying don't take the vaccine if you can. Please, for the love of God, take the vaccine. But I just don't believe it'll end the pandemic in the way that people think it will. I think 100% we won't be in a national lockdown by, summer of 2021. But I do believe that it won't be back to normal. It won't fully be back to normal. I just don't believe it will be. And this pandemic, I think, will last for many more years to come. Because you've got to realise that even when COVID is over in the UK, it's not over in Nigeria. It's not going to be over in Algeria. It's not going to be over in these countries that are much more desperate and are developing. So this is going to be a worldwide situation for quite a few number of years, which I think is really depressing to think about. So I wanted to talk today about a situation that I keep seeing on social media, and that is people not following the rules when it comes to the national lockdown. Honestly, this infuriates me so much. So it's always TikTok. I use TikTok a lot. I think most people my age use TikTok. I think TikTok might actually be quite dangerous because the videos are so short form. They're such short videos, and they're normally quite extreme. They always trigger an extreme emotional response. That's how I see it. I'll watch a TikTok, it'll be very funny. I'll scroll down, and then there'll be a TikTok that's extremely depressing, and then you scroll down, and then there'll be one that makes you extremely happy. Then you scroll down, then there'll be one that makes you extremely, angry. I feel like the fact that your emotions can hit extreme, with different types of emotions, that can't be good for the brain. But with TikTok, something that I keep noticing is people flexing, breaking COVID precautions. I don't get why so many people do this. And it's always university students, it's always people who are in the age bracket of 14 to 25. It's never 70 years old. It's always this age group. And it's just so infuriating to see. So for example, firstly, there was this sound. Let me play it for you guys.
I know I'm not allowed. I've done it now, too bleeding late. What are they going to do? What's going to happen? Going to shoot me? I doubt it.
What this sound has been used for on TikTok is people filming them breaking the rules to see their girlfriend or boyfriend, or to go back home if they are a university student, or they're just away from their family. They may live on their own, for example. And people use this sound to kind of make a joke out of breaking the rules. And to be honest, I can kind of get how it's kind of okay. We're in a national lockdown. If you're lonely, I can kind of understand why you would go to your girlfriend or boyfriend's house. I can kind of rationalise that. So that sound is annoying, and I see TikToks like that, and they are annoying, but they're not that bad. However, the TikTok I saw yesterday was absolutely obscene. It's just so infuriating. This was filmed yesterday when it was snowing in the UK. I don't know when I'm uploading this video, but yesterday was the 14th of January as I filmed this video. And the description reads, "A welcome bit of fun in these tough times." Now, this is a really annoying TikTok to see because it goes against everyone. No, it pulls a middle finger to everyone who's trying to follow the rules. During this pandemic, a small group of people not following the rules have worsened it for the people who are following the rules. That's it. That's simply it. If everyone followed the lockdown restriction, cases and deaths would be so low in just a few weeks. It wouldn't take months to decrease the cases and deaths by how many the government wants to decrease them to so the country can reopen. It won't take months. If everyone listened to the rules, it would take weeks. Most of the comments are very, very supportive of, the national effort of trying to stop this pandemic. Because this pandemic, it doesn't just ruin people's lives in the sense that it kills people. It ruins people's lives in terms of mental health. It really, really does. And when it comes to people during lockdown and during the precautions and precursors we're making to stop the spread of the virus, I think there are 3 levels of people. There are level 1 who are just like this. They are people who are bored and they're lonely, maybe because of the pandemic they can't see their friends or anything, and they're just lonely and bored. Them going out and breaking the rules, there we go, they're fine. They're happy again. The second level of people are people like me who struggle a lot with mental health and not going out and not being able to see the people that they care about. It really sucks. It really sucks. Even if I or someone else in this imaginary level was to go out and break the rules, it wouldn't even make us happy, really. It would make us happy in the short term, but in the long term it wouldn't. And then you have level 3, which are people who struggle with mental health, and on top of that, may have lost their job because of COVID, maybe they're struggling to find a job because of COVID, maybe they lost a family member to COVID, maybe they got COVID themselves. And these people, again, breaking the rules will not make them feel better. Now, the problem that you have is a lot of people in level 1, this imaginary level 1, which I think is pretty accurate, these people can just break the rules and they feel fine. They go out and they're fine, they're not lonely anymore, they're out with their friends. But the people in level 2 and 3 understand that it's more than that. It's more than just, oh, I'm not happy today, I need to see my friend. It's more than that. It's more in the sense of the pandemic needs to end and they follow the rules. It flipping annoys me so much to see people who are the least affected by the pandemic, which are people in this video, ruin it for everyone else. I see a lot of people also on social media, people who are conservatives like me, they say that they're anti-lockdown. They're sick and tired of lockdown. It's stealing our precious years from our youth. That's the argument they like to use. They also talk about how damaging it is for mental health. No, if we had a lockdown and everyone followed the rules, the lockdown would only last 2-3 weeks. It wouldn't last the amount of months that it has lasted, that it will last anyway, in the months that it lasted last year. It won't last that long if everyone follows the rules. If you are anti-lockdown, you are the cause for the pandemic still raging and, thriving. You're the reason why we're having to go into a lockdown for longer and longer and longer. That's the fact of the matter. If you're anti-lockdown, if you're not wearing a mask, if you're anti-vaccinations, whatever you are, whatever type of retard you are, if you're any of them, you're the reason why this pandemic is going on for much longer than it actually is. Because the people who are for lockdown, they want everyone to follow the rules so we can get over this virus as soon as possible. If everyone followed the rules, if people weren't anti-lockdown, if people weren't anti-mask, we'd be over this pandemic in 2-3 weeks. That's literally a fact. That's how it is. Look at South Korea. The cases, the deaths, they go down because everyone follows the rules. That's because their population is smarter than flipping Britain, quite frankly. The top comment, why do people have to ruin it for the majority? Oh my god, such a good comment. And then someone replied to that, get a grip. Just having fun, let them enjoy life. 99% survival doesn't make it any less dangerous. Yes, it does. We're sheltering and stopping life for 1%, who are most likely ill already. Let me just respond to that comment individually. The reason why the survival rate is 99% is because we have hospital capacity. If you let the virus rip, we'd run out of hospital capacity and all of a sudden, the death rate would not be 1%. It would not be at all. It would be easily 10% upwards. I just replied saying, completely true. If literally everyone followed the rules, lockdown would be over as soon as possible. That's literally a fact. The government didn't impose rules correctly. It's their fault for creating a divide. Those who want to live and those who are afraid. Stay in if you're scared. So this person's blaming the government. What? You can blame the government, you can criticise the government for mishandling the pandemic. If you want to do that, if you want to run that course, you can. But the only way you can do that is if you follow the rules. I don't think anyone in the right mind can argue against the lockdown that was implemented. over winter. I don't think anyone can argue against that. But this person is blaming the government. How is this the government's fault? You know, these idiots, these bunch of idiots, and one of the hashtags is Leeds Beckett. So, you know, maybe it's not so much a surprise that they're all very stupid. What I find crazy with this comment, though, is stay in if you're scared. No one is staying inside following lockdown rules because they're scared to go out. Maybe a few people are, maybe the people who are at risk of dying of the virus maybe are, but not me. To be quite frankly honest, I couldn't give less of a crap if I got COVID. I couldn't care less. I'm a healthy person. I'd get through it easily. Now, that's not why I stay in, though. I stay in because it is my duty as a human being to be compassionate and not allow a virus that is spreading and that kills people who are at higher risk. My duty as a human being is to, you know, be polite, stay inside and stop the spread of the virus. That's my duty as a human being. It's your duty as well. Your duty as a human being is to be compassionate and do what's best for other people. This is a very serious thing, and also it's my duty to treat people the way that I want to be treated. If I was old, I would hope that people would stop the spread of a pandemic that would target me and, you know, give me a high risk of dying. You know, if you're over 80 and you get COVID, there's a 20% risk of death. I know a lot of people are quick to go, oh, that's 80 years old though, you've already lived your life. Shut up. You want to see your kids grow up. You want to see your family again. You don't just want to leave planet Earth because some idiots won't stay inside for 2 weeks. You can't say the government is wrong and blame them for the pandemic spreading when right now the government have implemented a national lockdown, okay, that you're not following. That is ridiculous. That makes no sense at all. The pandemic won't end with a government like ours. They change rules to suit economy and don't listen to their own rules anyway. I stay inside also. What? We're literally in a lockdown right now. If the government only cared about the economy, they just wouldn't put us in a lockdown at all. That's what they would do. Makes no sense. But what's important to make clear, though, is if everyone listened to the government's advice right now, deaths and cases would be, you know, so low. Like, there'll be a huge decline that we won't see now. We won't see that decline because people aren't taking this lockdown seriously. This is a ridiculous thing, and it really epitomises the problem that we have in this country, and that is people who are not following the rules. They do not want to follow the rules, and then they don't follow the rules, then go on to blame the government. That makes no sense at all. 100%, if you follow all the rules, if you followed all the rules that the government has put in place, and you have been careful when it comes to COVID this whole time, you 100% have a right to criticise the government. But if you are responsible for spreading the virus and allowing the virus to thrive, you have no place at all to criticise the government with dealing with the pandemic improperly, because it's your fault. You have a lot of people in level 1, let's call it. These are people who are lonely and they're sad and they're bored, they're sick and tired of lockdown. And they can just go out like this on a spontaneous throwing snowball trip. I don't know what the hell they would call it. Oh yeah, I saw someone else comment saying, oh, if you were invited, you would have gone. What does that even mean? What? An invite through the door? You're invited to throw snow around here. Like, what? How would they invite you? I wouldn't flipping go if they invited me. What the hell? That doesn't change my mindset at all. But when it comes to the pandemic, though, you have a lot of people who are in level 1, and these are people who, you know, they're just bored and they're sick and tired of lockdown, but they're not mentally, you know, damaged by it. They still have okay mental health. You know, they're okay. And these are the people who are at fault, because a lot of these people, because they're only hit by COVID in quite a shallow amount, you know, they can just break the rules and feel normal and feel happy again. But it ruins it for the people who are level 2 and level 3, people who are really damaged by this lockdown. And it's not enough for us just to go out one day and break the rules and be happy. That's not enough for us. We want this pandemic to be over with, and that's all it is. That's all it should be. You know, it should be the same for everyone. It baffles me when I see people going outside, and one thing that made me so furious for so long is people who are mask exempt. Mask exempt. How can you be mask exempt? Right, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. I saw someone on the bus. This was before, the national lockdown. So when I was going to university for lab sessions, there's this guy on the bus who had a flipping band around his neck, mask exempt. Just because you're mask exempt, it doesn't mean that the virus, it comes up to you and goes, actually, you know what? This guy's got autism, so we're not going to give him the virus. No, that's not how it works. If you can't wear a mask, you can still transfer the virus. You should not be allowed on public transport. I don't get why you're going out if you're mask exempt. You're literally a vector to the virus. That's literally what you are. So why are you allowed to go shopping with a mask band? I would never... Oh my god, it makes me so furious, that does. And also a TikToker, Panda Girl. She's a TikToker. And effectively what she does is she goes into shops, and she's been doing this for the past year, and she records all the drinks and goes, oh guys, I couldn't decide what I wanted, so I decided to get this. And she'll do a funny voice, and she's funny, it's so funny, making the same joke every single day for a year. That's hilarious.
Like a Pepsi Maxi Cherry or Tango. So many crisps. I just couldn't decide, and I decided to get Snaps. So many biscuits, I just couldn't decide which biscuit to get, and I ended up getting shortbread fingers, proper bargain.
But this girl is a joke. She literally goes out for 3 hours a day, every single day, around supermarkets, around shops, where, most people, a lot of people go, and a lot of people have to go to the shops. You have to buy food and drink. She'll walk around recording these TikToks that are funny for people who have an IQ of lower than 80. She talks funny, so funny, so funny. And she'll literally record this without a mask. She will spend 3 hours every single day during a national lockdown without a mask on. Also, on top of that, she touches everything. Like, she'll pick up so many different types of items, and it's obvious that she doesn't buy all of them. And on top of that, she keeps liking comments that people leave about her, not wearing a mask. It's like she's almost laughing at people who tell her to wear a mask. She is just scum of the earth, really. At that point, you're literally spreading the virus. You're causing the virus to thrive, and it's so infuriating. It makes me so angry. I hate Panda Girl. She's such a brat. Oh my god. I remember I first heard her voice. I was like, oh, she's pretty funny. And I thought she was quite a nice person, until I see the rare occasion where she rotates her camera phone to film her face, and a stupid face. I can see a stupid mouth and a stupid nose. Cover up your chapped lips with a mask, okay? Screw her. She's a Muslim as well. As a Muslim, aren't you meant to care about other people? Isn't that the whole point of the religion? You're transferring the virus to everyone else. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video here. Sorry for being infuriated. I'm very angry today. And, I have a right to be angry, I feel like. Thank you for watching this video. Take care, everybody. I love you all. Kisses for everyone. And also follow my Instagram, guys. I'm losing followers. If you want to see my pretty face, it's on Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Send me a message also if you want to be my friend. I have no friends.